Welcome to Mehetabel Counseling Services YouTube channel. My name is Faith Gushu. I'm a counseling psychologist, marriage and family therapist. Today we'll talk about something that hits closer home when our parents fall sick or they develop a condition. When they develop a condition or they are hospitalized for that matter, what is it that we mostly do? Do we become the nurses and the doctors instead of being the children that we are supposed to be to them? I remember when my mom got sick before she died, and I think most of the time is, have you eaten? Has the doctor come? Have you taken medication? We become the nurses, and we stop having the relationship that the sick parent direly need. Because by the end of the day, even them in that hospital bed, they are scared. They are scared of losing their lives. They are scared of being vulnerable. In fact, that's another thing. They're scared of being vulnerable. And maybe there's something I need to mention. As long as our parents have not lost it mentally, they still have the capability of deciding what they want to do, how they want to do it, and when they want to do it. So they can be having a condition, but they have not lost their mental capability. So when you start pushing them, the first thing they will do is raise a defense mechanism of, who do you think you are, or what do you think you are doing? So they will start resisting. So if you have a sick parent, what do you normally do when you go to the hospital? Do you ask them how they are doing? Do you ask them how they are feeling? Do you ask them about their fears? Do you ask them about their anxiety? Or do you ask them how they feel being treated? Or are you busy asking them whether they have been able to take medication, whether they have been able to take a nap, whether, in fact, we even force them to sleeping? Knowing very well, even you as an adult, no one can force you to sleep. So it's good to be aware and extend some grace. When you go to the hospital, even when that person is at home, what are we doing? Are we there as children, or are we there as nurses and doctors? When they are at home, what are the things that we can help them with emotionally? The feelings, the thoughts, the fears. It is at that time, that would be maybe the prime time to communicate to them that you've been appreciative, that they've been good parents. Even if they have not been good parents, it's good to appreciate what are the things that they have been able to do to you. Appreciate them other than regretting that you didn't when they pass on. Because when someone passes on, a parent passes on, the first regret for a child is, I wasn't there emotionally for my dad or for my mom. So let's ask ourselves, is it possible for us to be there for them emotionally? In fact, sometimes we are even scared of touching them because we don't know how to relate. Remember, you have never seen this parent vulnerable. You have never seen this person weak. So when you find them sick and they are not able to do things that they have normally done, we are not able to reconcile as children. So what do? Somehow, we avoid them. We are very busy unpacking and packing things, either fruits and all that, but we are not able to communicate. We don't know what to tell them. We don't know what to share. Sometimes you can even hold their hand. They could be even suffering from that skin hunger. They would maybe want to be held. They would want to be assured. They would want to be affirmed. I hope we can do that so that we don't regret later when our parents or our significant others pass on. I'll also talk about siblings. Siblings where someone has a condition. This is maybe a daughter or a son or a sister or a brother. What do we mostly do? Do we start asking them or telling them, were it not for, you wouldn't have gotten this, were it not for you are stressing yourself so much, were it not for leaving that marriage, were it not for being so serious with life, this thing would not have, this condition would not have happened. So are we able to understand or to work with our relatives when they have conditions? Do we know what they are going through? Because the first thing when you have a condition, the first thing that happens is a fear of death. The other thing, if you have a family, is how am I leaving my family? For example, maybe you have a young girl, a young son. How am I leaving this family? So who will I leave this person to? So the mental health of that person who has been diagnosed with a certain condition, the fears are very many. Fear of the future, regret of the past, you know. So they are already judging themselves so harshly. So we don't need to do that as a family. Is it possible for us to be there for our parents when they have conditions, when they have been diagnosed with a condition, and even with our significant others? That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly share, subscribe, and comment.